What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video here at Chris's MMA Universe. For this video here, I just want to talk about Ben Askren announcing his retirement from MMA. So it looks like he was on the Ariel Helwani MMA show, and he ended up actually announcing his retirement on the MMA show, on Ariel Helwani's MMA show first. And I guess he was saying that he wanted to give him the scoop, let him have the scoop of him retiring. So, I mean, Ben Askren has gave us a fantastic year, a fun year, I would say, in the UFC with, you know, his one win and then his two losses, which were his only two losses in MMA period. His entire MMA record, his entire MMA career, just the two losses that he has against Jorge Masvidal and against Damian Maia. But other than those two losses, I mean, he has pretty much steamrolled through everybody else in the other organizations he was in. I mean, he was a multiple-time NCAA champion. He was an Olympian. He was a Bellator champion. He was a one championship champion. I mean, he has given us, like I said, a very fun year this past year in 2019. I mean, he's retired once before, where he actually retired from one championship back in November of 2017. But he's actually retiring now, and it just so happens that he's retiring in November again. But he was saying that he was kind of 50-50 when he retired back in 2017, November of 2017. He was 50-50, wasn't 100% sure that he wanted to retire. I know he wanted a shot at the UFC. I know he wanted to actually, get his shot in the UFC, get his opportunity to be able to try and become the UFC champion, to become a UFC champion, whether it was, if they were going to open up the 165 division. I know he was very opposed to that, where he actually wanted it, sorry. And, you know, but, or even the 170 championship, if Tyrone Woodley wasn't going to be the champion at the time, which he wasn't. Actually, on March 2nd, when Tyrone Woodley ended up losing the title, and now Ben Askren, pretty much the door was open for Ben Askren to try and achieve that title, but he ended up getting two losses in a row, and they were by stoppage. So, but there's really nothing to take away. There's nothing you can take away, even with those two losses that Ben Askren has on his record now. I mean, there's nothing you could take away from it. There's nothing you could take away from his career. I mean, his career was phenomenal. He was undefeated until coming to the UFC. He's, multiple champions in other organizations, where he's a one champion, he's a Bellator champion. He's achieved things that people can only dream of. And I, for one, really like Ben Askren. I liked his personality. I liked the way he was. He always seemed like he was kind of like a happy-go-lucky guy, right? I mean, there's really nothing bad that you can say about him. I mean, yeah, I'm sure there's some people out there that don't like him, but I'm not one of those people. I'm actually a little sad to see him go. I mean, it would have been great if he would have been able to stick around just a little bit longer, but he says that, there's other things that he has going on in his life, and it just so happens that his main reason as of right now for retiring is because he needs hip surgery. So, there's like some type of hip replacement that he's getting and that he was talking about. And that's actually the main reason why he's retiring. But he said if it wasn't for the hip surgery, or him needing the hip surgery, that he would be very close to retirement anyway. So if it wasn't for the hip surgery, I guess he probably would have maybe fought one more time. Now, I'm just speculating. There's really no way of me knowing that he would have or wouldn't have, but that's just what I'm assuming. So, like I said, I'm sad to see him go, but it's the way that he was speaking about it, he seemed like he achieved what he wanted to achieve. I know he ended up getting his opportunity in the UFC. He came up short with his last two fights, but he feels fulfilled because he was saying that if he didn't get his shot in the UFC, then he would have, it would have eaten away at it. It would have ate at him as he got older. and he just wouldn't have been able to live with the fact that he didn't get his opportunity in the UFC. So I'm glad he did. I know he's happy he did. But congratulations to Ben Askren. He definitely deserves a congratulations and on a phenomenal career. As 10 years of fighting in MMA, he's accomplished so much in other organizations. He still has a win that will always be on his record from the UFC. So I'm sure he's happy about that as well. But I know he was saying that he has a wrestling podcast, and he was saying that he enjoys wrestling a lot more than MMA fighting. So he actually was saying that he does still want to do grappling matches and wants to do wrestling, competitions, because he loves to compete and just to stay in shape. So I'm sure if those fans out there that like watching freestyle wrestling, mat wrestling, I'm sure you guys will be able to catch some videos of that in the future with him doing it, because I do believe that he will. I mean, he loves wrestling. He's that's like the one sport that he's actually in love with. So, and he said himself he likes it a lot more than MMA. But and he still has the wrestling podcast. There's other things going on. He believes that he might coach and help up and coming fighters, help market, like, so to teach them how to market themselves. But like I said, congratulations to Ben Askren. Phenomenal career, a very fun year that we've had in the UFC in 2019, watching him compete. Um, so hats off to Ben Askren, and you know, hopefully we see him here and there, like I said, in the wrestling competitions. But I think he is really 100% done in MMA. According to him, he achieved what he needed to achieve, and he's done. But congratulations to Ben Askren. If you guys like this video, make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to comment. I really want to know what you guys think on Ben Askren retiring. What do you guys think of him, just as an athlete and as a person? And if you enjoy my content, make sure to subscribe. Make sure you hit that icon right in the center of the screen to subscribe to my channel. And I'll see all you guys in the next one.